The latest news out of STAFDA, mergers and acquisitions hitting the industry, and a longtime leader in industrial distribution retires. All this and more in this week's edition of our ID Video Market Report, brought to you by IDTV.
Hello and welcome to this week's ID Video Market Report. We're coming to you fresh off the STAFDA Conference and Expo in Charlotte, North Carolina, where hundreds of specialty tool, fastener, and other suppliers to the construction and industrial markets convened for several days of speakers, meetings, networking, and new product introductions.
Joe Gibbs kicked off the Monday morning keynote where the pro football coach turned NASCAR racing team owner explained how in football, if one person messes up, the whole play is messed up, much like how all parts of a business or a sales team have to perform together. On Tuesday, we heard from Alan Bolio, veteran economist from ITR Economics, on the state of the industrial economy and how businesses should be reacting. So what were the biggest takeaways?
According to Alan, 75% of Americans think we're in a recession, when in fact, all of the trends are positive. He actually says businesses should use steadiness in 2015 to get ready for 2016 and 17, when sales will likely ramp up. Says Alan, please spend money in 2015 on labor efficiencies so your margins don't get crushed in 2016 and 2017.
Finally, new product introductions from manufacturers in attendance ranged from blades and fasteners to everything in between. Swanson Tools Grip Line Tape Measure features a patented rotating tip that is specifically designed to hold rounded edges up to 2 inches in diameter, such as metal conduit, rebar, PVC, and black iron pipe.
Lind Equipment's LE360 LED adjustable tripod light gives a light 50 feet in either direction on a 4 to 8 foot adjustable tripod. This LED can detach from it and be hung like a lantern and runs cool, making it safe for transport. Diablo Freud was showcasing their carbide-tipped metal cutting reciprocating blade for thick metal cutting. Diablo even demonstrated their blade against the jaws of life.
Next year's STAFDA convention is scheduled for November of 2015 in Phoenix. Moving on to mergers and acquisitions, it's been a busy time for distributors. Last week, Southern Fastening Systems and Carlson Systems announced their merger. According to a press release, the two longtime leaders in fasteners, fastening systems, and packaging have very little overlap in geography, enabling Southern and Carlson to continue operating as separate divisions and retain their historic company names in the near term.
Recently, GHX Industrial, a United Distribution Group subsidiary, reported that it acquired the operations and assets of Specialty Rubber and Gasket. SR&G will continue to operate from its Decatur, Alabama location, while GHX has secured a brand new 10,000 square foot location there to handle combined operations with SR&G. GHX has begun operations at the facility and will incorporate SR&G operations in December or early 2015.
ID contributing editor Jack Keogh recently highlighted how MSC Industrial Supply's investment and activity have been paying off for the company. MSC made noise by acquiring Barnes Distribution North America in April of 2013. Internally, MSC has expanded and restructured its sales force, built a new customer fulfillment center, relocated its headquarters, and became a major player in e-commerce. Those investments initially suppressed margins, but now are producing dividends as the company saw a 7.8% sales growth in its 2014 third quarter.
In other Big 50 company news, the biggest headline of the last month came when Fastenal announced that longtime CEO Will Oberton gave his notice to resign a few days earlier. After 12 years helping lead the company, Oberton's resignation is effective December 31st, and Fastenal appointed current president Leland Hine Jr. as its new CEO, effective January 1st.
And finally, one of the most popular ongoing stories with our ID audience is the situation on the West Coast port contracts dispute. The Pacific Maritime Association and the International Longshore and Warehouse Union's contract expired back in July, and the dock employees have worked without a contract since talks between the two sides continue to negotiate. Both sides met last week and are expected to reconvene this week. The National Retail Federation reported last Thursday that import volume at major U.S. container ports set records despite the issue, though it is expected to slow.
Definitely something that will keep top of mind with distributors until it's resolved.
Definitely. Well, that's it for today. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and join the conversation on LinkedIn. On behalf of the Industrial Distribution editorial team, thanks for joining us.